reality indicator, and how you can use it to improve your trade. So I think the first thing you need to understand as with traders reality indicator is the concept of market makers. Now some people think market makers aren't real, but no, they are definitely real. As someone who has worked with a few of the smaller ones, I can confirm they are real, and they are not what people think they are. So people just think market makers are these like hidden people who like they have so much money they can just move the markets. Now it is and it isn't true. Yes, they have a lot of money, but that is not their sole reason. Like in theory, any of us can become market makers. For instance, I know a guy who, like he got an invitation to be a market maker at Binance for the wrong reason though. He had his 3 wallet hacked, which 3 is a platform that was used to like have an oversight into all your portfolios via API, and it got hacked, and they did so much volume on his account that he got an email from Binance. I assume it's just automatic after a certain amount of volume, asking if he wanted to sign up to their market making program. And all market makers are liquidity providers. So to understand what that means, let's just say I want to short. Where do you think the money from that short comes from? Like when my P&L goes up. Now, yes, I am. Yes, it is just agreeing. Like essentially, you're agreeing with someone a certain price. Like if you think it's gonna go lower, I can't remember the exact way to explain this, but I know you're agreeing that the person it's the person who wants to go long. You're saying to them, I'll buy the asset from, or I'll buy the asset off you at the current price, and you have to pay me what it is at my entry. And the person going long is gonna say, okay, you have to pay me. I can't remember how it works. But in order to go short, you need someone to go long, is the whole thing. So if you're trading a lot of altcoins, you're not going to be able to rack up high leverage because, hey, there's no liquidity. And what does that mean? There's not enough market makers willing to allow you to go the opposite direction. So that's their job, right? And this indicator does a really good job of highlighting the volume in the candles. And what this means is, see these green vector candles, this means there's a fuck ton of buying volume or longs. So all the way up here, they're being forced to go short in order to allow these people to go long. So this is a mixture of retail, it's a mixture of whales, it's a mixture of everyone. And in fact, it's a lot of it is going to be them. Like they're going to have a certain amount of their portfolio long and a certain amount short, because they're going to have accumulated long position all the way down. Now some of it they're going to have exited at these points, at these highs. Some of it they're going to just keep holding on to. So eventually they're going to let their longs rip, but at the same time they're building short as we move higher. And they're going to then reverse price up here, take profits on their shorts, and exit a lot of existing shorts. And now they're actually building long, and these vector candles they're called. Now they're actually gone short again now, short. Price reverses. They're probably exiting some of their short positions to break even or profit. Here we go again. They're building short again. Now the thing is, they can do this for a very long time. For instance, if you go on the weekly, I said it in the last video, I told the guy, hey, look at these vector candles, imagine they got tapped, and he told me impossible, we won't go that low. Well, hey, we did. So they've been going short all the way up here. Now they would have taken a lot of profits here on their trade, on their short term up here. But as well, look at these vector candles. They've gone long big time. So they've unwinded their shorts, and now they're going to let their longs rip. And the same goes again. Going long, 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 and now they're letting the longs rip. Now eventually, they're going to let these accumulated shorts go. But, you know, it's not a foolproof way, because look, there are vector candles that have not been tapped, but actually there's very few. Considering how many there was in the past, there would have been about 1, 2, 3, all of these, which has now been shortened into only a couple. Now that you understand that, how do you trade this? So you can move on to hourly or daily time frames. This works best. Don't bother looking at long short-term time frames. It's probably a waste of time. And you can look at these vector candles. Now, as I said earlier, these don't get tapped immediately. We can use them as they act as magnets. Because they're, for example, here, these vector candles created. Look, it's gone and tapped almost all of it. And again, you could probably start maybe going into long positions here, depending on what your bias is, because it may go ahead and tap this again right away. You know, so yeah, that's how you can use those vector candles. I find them very helpful. Look, here's another example: vector candle, 3/4 covered. Vector candle, all of it covered. Now, again, some created here that were not covered. You know, that's just you have to use other indicators as well. But vector candle taken, wick. Look, literally wicks it. Now, what's the chances of that? Again, vector candles created on the way up, majority taken. So I think you're getting the idea here. So then the other thing that Traders Reality advocates for is actually M's and W's. So M's and W's are basically reversal patterns. You'll see them everywhere: crypto, FX, stocks. Many times I see them as in stocks as long term, like reversals. Is kind of nuts. Even here, like, it's so easy to see. If you find the right tool here, that would be great. Look, bop, 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 bop. Apologize for the absolute horrific drawing, but you get the idea. So now sometimes it will create a leg that's higher to grab liquidity, sometimes it won't. But I see a lot of the time. Let me just create a false instance here. Let's say we have equal highs. You're gonna see this. It's gonna liquidity grab it, come down, and then it's gonna go into the order block and create something like that. So it's sort of an M. Probably not the best drawing of one, but you know what I mean. It's created somewhat of an M formation there, and you can actually short that. On the opposite side is actually a W formation. I'm gonna see it. See, here we go. Sort of a W. I'll take that. One leg down, up, liquidity grabs slightly below the bottom, and boom, up. So we can do either. Just be aware. Sorry. Just be aware of both. And then you can use these moving averages as well that comes with the indicator as take profits and stuff like that. Here's another W again. There's another M. You'd probably be more clear on the longer time frame, I'd say. But like, they're actually covered. Genuinely, the whole thing is absolutely covered. Even if you go on to the daily time frame, literally, you could have predicted the 66k high with an M formation. Like, look at that. You could have even gotten. Could you have? No, not really. That's not really a W. But yeah, you know what I mean. Even here, I don't know. It's a bit of a scuffed W. But you're getting the idea. That's another big reversal pattern. Jesus, that was terrible. But like, I'm not asked. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just keep that in mind in your trades. Another thing I think he advocates for is 3 hits to the high, the 3 rule. It's the wicks, although I don't think it really applies here, but you can just tell lots of wicks to the high means they're building shorts in these wicks. So as I'm currently thinking at the moment, I think we will go lower in the long run, or not in the short run, and possibly higher again. Who knows? But yeah, these wicks you'll commonly find highs create lots of wicks to the upside. Here's a big look: building long, building long, building long. Price reverses. It's not really too obvious there, but you get the idea. So in summary, vector candles, W&Ms, and wicks. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll link the indicator in the bio.